The majestic Cascade Mountains served as the backdrop of Milton's life, with Mount Hood and Mount Jefferson posing like two bookends in the distance. Milton had a great appreciation for the outdoors and the pristine waters of the lakes and rivers. When he was old enough, and his father wasn't working a 60-hour week, they would spend hours fishing. The day his father taught him how to bait a hook, Milton got hooked on nature. He spent as much time as he could walking through the woods, admiring the trees. The trees brought much profit to the area. Milton once asked his father what would happen if they killed all the trees. His father explained that Oregon was the first state to enact a reforestation program, in which landowners had to leave at least 2 seed trees per acre. But, as time went on, the building of new American homes required more trees to be planted. Mill became more curious about the process and about everything having to do with the lumber mill. As often as possible, Milton would ride to Geyser Creek with his father to pick up his paycheck. Mill loved the smell of sawdust. He knew almost everyone's name at the mill and would wander around the lumberyard while his dad was in the office. Mill often wondered if this was a place he'd like to work, but he saw the physical toll it took on his dad. No, he'd rather smell the wood than handle it. Besides, he was a bit of a whiz when it came to math, an ability he'd inherited from his mother. Maybe he could eventually figure out how to do both, and it was his father's terrible accident that gave him the opportunity. Before his father passed, Mill had had a good relationship with both of his parents. It wasn't Father Knows Best or Leave It to Beaver, but it was close. Good manners, being polite, and most of all, being honest. His father taught him it was a lot easier to remember the truth than a lie. Lies required a lot of energy to keep track of. Harold Spangler was considered a fine man, gone too soon.